What's good, everybody? It's your boy Will. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the best shooting center in NBA 2K23. So the best popper, this is mainly going to be a build that is used for Pro-Am or 5v5 and Rec. The first build I'm going to be showing you guys is a 7'3", and the second one is a 7'2". Getting into the first build, the height, like I said, is going to be 7'3". For weight, we're going with 234 pounds. Now, it's very hard to balance out these center builds this year, and it's especially difficult when you're trying to make a popper that has a high three-pointer. As you guys see on the right, this build has a 77.3, which is definitely more than plenty to hit shots on this game. I've tested it out. Last year, I was using a 74 three-pointer, and it was definitely more difficult to hit shots on that game with a low rating than it would be on this game with a 77, if that makes sense. So you're definitely going to be able to hit shots. But like I said, it is pretty difficult to balance it out, so you're going to have to lose out on a couple different things, and I'm going to get into that right now. So for the wingspan, we got to go with 8'1". That is the highest wingspan in the game, and you're going to want to go with built on any center build. Now, for the stats on this build, it really comes down to your play style, of course, but this is a good base to start out with. For close shot, this is your standing layups in the paint, so you really don't want to go, honestly, below 90. But for a build like this where you have to lose out on points in order to get that three-pointer up, you kind of have to. So on a popper like this, your close shot is going to be from anywhere like 85 to 90, but I would keep it closer to 90 at least, just because you want the highest percentage chance to make off your layups in the paint while you have defenders around you. So for right now, I'm going to leave it at an 88. Driving layup is a 41. We're not doing driving layups. We're a 7'3" center. Driving dunks a 59. Again, same thing. You're still going to be able to dunk with a 59. You can get dunk packages, but it's not really what this build is for. We're not trying to drive and dunk on people. And the standing dunk is a 70. Now, this does look a little bit low, but again, you have to lose out on certain things to be able to make a build like this. And you still can get all of the good standing dunk packages with a 70, and you still can dunk on people with a 70. Obviously, you're not going to get the crazy contact animations, but you can still dunk over people's heads. And you're also going to have a decent close shot, so you're going to be able to finish inside. The 58 post control is from the close shot. Now for the shooting, obviously since this is a shooting center, I preferably would leave the mid-range a little bit lower. It's going to be kind of difficult to hit mid-ranges with a 62, but that's not what this build is for. This build is to pop out to the three-point line and be able to knock down shots and space the floor out. So I'm going to leave it at a 62 midi. The three-pointer is a 77. This is honestly very good for a 7'3" build, which is crazy because it's very difficult to get a contest on a player this tall, especially with that 8'1" wingspan. And as you guys can see, you get gold claymore. You can even get limitless range as a tier 3 badge, catch and shoot. There's a lot of good badges here. And then for free throw, since this is a 5v5 build, I would recommend at the very least going with like a 60 free throw. I would probably keep it to a 65 just to be safe, because you are going to miss a lot of free throws on this game if you aren't very good at timing it. Now for the pass accuracy, I would recommend you guys on any center to go with a 76 so you can get that gold break starter. It's a very important badge on this game and pretty much every 2K. You want to be able to throw passes down court and start the break, especially with the new rules in the game where you can't foul or it's going to be a technical free throw. And then the ball handle is directly from the pass accuracy. It has to go to a 41. So far, we're going to be able to finish a little bit inside. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it is good enough to get the job done. And a 77 three-pointer is very good, especially on a 7'3" player. You're definitely going to be able to space out the floor. Now for defense, this first build is going to have a lower interior defense than the second build. The second build is one that gets gold brick wall, and this 7'3" only gets silver. Now the reason why I went with only silver on this build is because last year's game there was only a 1% difference between gold and silver brick wall, so it was barely any difference at all. So with that being said, I really feel like if you're going to make a 7'3", you want to go lower weight and just go with lower interior. Now for the perimeter, this is up to a 48. You can lower this down a little bit or you can up it. It's really up to you here. But a 48 to a 50 is usually solid enough for perimeter on a build like this. You're going to have a 60 steal, which is plenty good enough. You're going to get interceptor. You're going to have a 93 block. Now, again, obviously we would want our block to be a 99 on a center build like this, but you just can't get everything in this game, and all of these attributes are tied together. So I just went through and figured out what was the most balanced that got pretty much everything we needed. So 93 block, we're going to get that gold anchor. Now, right here at the rebounding, we can switch to a 99 offensive rebound and go down to a 90 defensive rebound if we wanted to. If you're somebody that just wants to focus on getting offensive rebounds, we can do that. But for right now, I did leave it on defensive, as I feel like it's probably better to be able to stop the other team from getting second chances on offense than it is you're already in position for a rebound on offense and you just get a free board. So I would personally probably leave it to a 99 defensive, and this is going to give us Hall of Fame rebound chaser and Hall of Fame pogo stick on a build that has a 77 3-pointer and is 7-3. So all of these things together makes a pretty crazy build. Now for the speed, it's going to be a 58. Last year, my center build had like a 60 speed, so it's a little bit slower on these 7-3s now, but to be honest, you can get away with it because a lot of these builds are already slow. A lot of guys are already making 7-2s with a lot of weight on them, so you're going to be fine. Acceleration is a 43, that's directly from the speed. Strength is only a 70 on this build, but to be honest, you can get away with a 70. I think it goes up to a 74 or 75, so you could up it, but you'd have to drop other stats, and personally, I feel like all of these stats are right where I would want them, but if it's something that you guys want to change up and you want to add more strength, you can definitely do that. The vertical goes to a 74, that's very good on a 7-3, and then the stamina is an 88, which is plenty. It's good enough. You're going to have Gatorade, you're going to do your drills, so you're going to have extra stamina. Now, this is honestly the best build I've seen so far, wanting to shoot the ball 5v5 and still be big enough to mash and play defense and get boards. It's a little bit of a mix, and it's a very balanced build. So this is the one that I would personally go with, but I'm going to show you guys a secondary option that is also very good. Now for the takeovers, this does get sharp takeovers, so if you really want to space the floor, I would go with something like spot up precision. You could even do it twice, but I'd probably go with spot up precision and then box out wall, or you could do box out wall and then spot up. It's really up to you. But having that sharp takeover, when you have your takeover full, you're going to get around a 7 attribute boost to your shooting. So you already have a 77 3-pointer, it's going to be up to an 84. And that's when you're really going to be able to knock down shots at a very consistent rate, and you're also 7'3". Like I said, you're shooting over anybody. They're gonna have to jump at you. All right, getting into the badges that I would put on the 7'3" popper. So we would need 17 badge points in finishing to be able to get down here to this gold masher, and we only have 14 right now. So what we're gonna have to do is, once we start a career, we're gonna go ahead and put 3 of the points that you get from one of the first quests that you do where you get the 4 extra. We're gonna put 3 of them into finishing. So as you guys can see, I have silver fearless finisher. This is something that you could take off if you wanted, because I think it's mainly just moving layups, driving layups to the paint, which we're not gonna be doing. I just have it on just because. Limitless takeoff doesn't work, Dream Shake is useless, Acrobat's useless, and Post Spin Technician in my opinion doesn't work very well either. So that's going to give us our 10 points, and I also have Drop Stepper on. You could take that off for Back Down Punisher if you wanted to, but I'd rather just have Bronze Drop Stepper. And now we're going to have access to that tier 3, and like I said, we want to put the 3 extra points so we can get that gold masher, and then we're going to core badge the masher, and we're going to be able to put on Fast Twitch as well. So we're going to have Fast Twitch Gold, which is going to speed up our standing layups and dunks in the paint, and then we're going to have Gold Masher, and we're 7'3", so we're going to be going over top of everybody that's smaller than us. And Rise Up, in my opinion, really doesn't matter that much because we're not focusing on a standing dunk with this build. Now for the shooting, personally I would leave on Silver Guard Up, where you can shoot over people even easier. You're already 7'3". I would have Bronze Green Machine, just so you get a boost if you green a couple shots straight. You're going to have Gold Claymore. This is a very good badge. It's when you're standing stationary for 2 seconds and you catch the ball and shoot it. You're going to get a boost to your shot. Blinders, you really don't need this on a 7'3" because no one's going to be able to contest you. But I left it on just because there's not really another option here that I think is that good. And then I would put on slippery off-ball bronze. This is going to help when we're slipping to the paint off a screen. Now for playmaking, we're going to have gold break starter on this build, which I think is needed for any center. We're going to have silver vice grip. This is going to make it harder for them to rip us after we get a rebound. We're going to have bronze bailout, just in case you bail out of a layup attempt or a dunk attempt. We're going to have bronze clamp breaker, improves a player's ability to fight off contact. So when you're driving to the basket, you're going to bump off people. We're going to have silver floor general to boost our teammates' stats a little bit. And then I just put the rest onto these bronzes right here, special delivery and mismatch. I don't think either one of these matters at all. Now for defense, we're going to have bronze interceptor. For stealing lanes, we're going to have bronze workhorse. This is like hustler in the last game where you get a speed boost to the ball when it's loose. We're going to go with bronze chase down so we can get those animations. We're going to do Hall of Fame box out beast to help us with rebounds. We're going to do gold anchor, obviously to protect the rim. Silver brick wall, as this build only gets silver. We're going to do bronze pogo and Hall of Fame rebound chaser. So that extra point that we didn't put into finishing, because we need that 17 finishing, I would recommend you guys to either put it on shooting to try to get down here to these badges, limitless range, dead eye, corner specialist. I would probably say that catch and shoot is the best one, because you really don't need limitless on a player like this unless you really wanted it. So you could either go that route where you start trying to get to catch and shoot to boost your shot, but I feel like you're going to be able to hit shots good enough with Claymore and these badges that I don't really think these four are necessary. So if you don't want to go that route, then you can just put that extra point into defense, and then all of your season rewards you can put into defense as well. And you'll be able to upgrade your pogo stick, chase down artist, and some of these other badges. Build number 2 is going to be a 7'2" center. Like I said, this build, the main difference is we're going to be able to get 96 interior defense for that gold brick wall. So if you guys feel like silver brick wall isn't good enough, this is going to give you gold. Now the reason I didn't do it on a 7'3" is because I feel like having a low 50 speed is going to be a little bit slow for a build like this, where we don't have all of the mashing and we don't have all of the stats that we would want. So it's going to be more balanced basically. For wingspan, we're going to go with an 8-foot wingspan, and we're going to go built. And as you guys can see, the close shot did drop a little bit, like 3 points. It's really not that big of a deal, but close shot does matter on a build like this. We're going to have a 40 driving layup, a 60 driving dunk. These stats don't matter. That's only because of the vertical. I kept the vertical very high. If you guys want to add more attribute points, you could lower the vertical to like a 70, and then you could lower your driving dunk and layup and put it wherever you want. This build has a 71 standing dunk. That is just to give us that 12th finishing badge up there. And then we're going to have a 55 post control. So again, the reason why I like that first build a little bit better is because the close shot is up more. But this one does have that gold brick wall. So if you want to be able to set better screens, you can make this one. 76 pass accuracy. Again, that is what I would recommend for every center to make, just because you're going to get that gold break starter. And then it's going to have a 41 ball handle. Now for defense, again, you're going to have that 96 interior to get that gold brick wall. It's also going to help you get stops in the paint a little bit more. You're going to have a 47 perimeter, 63 steal. Your steal's going to go up a little bit on this build as well because you're a tiny bit shorter. 93 block for that gold anchor. This build, the rebound went down 2 for offensive. So again, you could switch this. You could make defensive an 88 and offensive a 99, or you could leave it like this. Again, we had to lose out on a couple of things because interior costs a lot of attribute points. So getting this up to a 96 was pretty difficult. We're going to have 59 speed, so it's a tiny bit faster than the last build. 75 vertical, 71 strength, 87 stamina. Another thing about this build is you're going to have a 78 three-pointer, so it's a little bit higher. It's going to be a little bit easier to hit shots. For the takeovers on this one, I would definitely go with spot up precision first or box out wall first. It's up to you. Now for the badges on the 7'2" popper. They are pretty similar to the 7'3". We do have a little bit less finishing on this build. We only have 12 finishing badges. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to put all 4 of the extra badge points that you get from the quest in the beginning into finishing, and that's only gonna leave you with 16. So you're gonna have to go ahead and hit level 39 or 38, whatever it is, to get the extra badge point for the season, and then you'll be able to access masher. You can core badge, masher, or fast twitch, whatever you want to do, and then you'll be able to put on the other one. So this is going to take a little bit longer. You're going to have to get to that extra season reward, but I feel like most people are going to do that anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And then for the other badges, I went with silver, fearless. You don't really need this, but I would go with definitely bronze slithery. You definitely want Hall of Fame Pro Touch, because I feel like timing your layups in the paint this year is going to be overpowered. I would take off NA where the computer times it. I'd use Pro Touch and I'd time it myself. And then I have bronze back down punisher. Now for the shooting, we have silver guard up, bronze green machine, bronze blinders, and gold claymore. We also have silver, slippery off ball for when we're setting screens. For playmaking, it's the same thing as the other build. Everything is the same here. And then for defense, obviously we do get the gold brick wall in this build, so we're going to have that. Any points after the original 5 that we have to put in to get to masher and fast twitch, I would put all of them onto defense most likely. You could put some at the shooting if you wanted to try to get down here, again to the limitless range, catch and shoot, whatever. But I'd probably stick with defense. So these are 2 of the best builds that I've seen for poppers, mainly 5v5, obviously, as these are tall builds. I really hope this video helps you guys out. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Peace.